Our political correspondent Olivia Utley is joined by the Reform Party MP for Ashfield, Lee Anderson. Olivia, welcome to the show.
MP. Hello, yes, I'm here with the new Reform MP for Ashfield, Lee Anderson. Lee, that was a spicy press conference with all of those hecklers. Can I ask you first, what's Reform planning to do with its newfound power?
We're going to go over to that place. I think it's Tuesday we go back, Olivia, and hold this government to account, because we've seen time and time again that the Conservative Party, sadly, isn't the voice of the people. It's not doing what the public wanted it to, or what the public voted for it to do in 2019. It's time for a changeover in that place. And the Reform Party, there's only four of us, there's four MPs, but we're quite vocal. I think we can give Keir Starmer and his new cabinet a run for their money there and speak up on behalf of the British people, because for far too long in this country, that place over there doesn't represent the views of the British people. And that's what we saw last night. Over 4 million people voted for something different, and they put four MPs from a new party in the House of Commons.
I mean, you say you're going to hold the government to account. Can you really achieve much with just four MPs?
It's not just about having MPs in the House of Commons, it's about having a national platform as well. It's about growing an army of people. You've probably heard this time and time again over this past 6 or 7 weeks. The People's Army is on the march, and the People's Army are reformers. People are supporting people like me and Richard and Nigel. People are fed up with mainstream politics. They've chose something different. They're engaged. We saw the conference a few weeks back in Birmingham. 5,000 people turned up. There's a demand out there by the British public, certain parts of the British public, for something different. Reform UK offers something different to the people. Like I say, Olivia, has been ignored far too long by the main two parties.
Nigel Farage, I thought, implied there that he won't be leading the party into the next election. Is he already itching to get over to the States?
No, I think you must have been listening to a different speech, Olivia, or you've been on the pop this afternoon.
I think he said there would probably be someone younger and better along by 2020.
Well, he said that a few times, But Nigel's here to stay. He's made a massive decision to come back and lead the party. It's paid off. The gamble's paid off. He's now a member of Parliament for Clacton. He's our leader. He's going to lead us into the next election.
Fair enough, that's pretty definite there. You talk about reforming the voting system. You don't like first past the post, understandably, given what happened last night. But we did have a referendum in 2011 on reforming the voting system, and it came back very clearly in favour of first past the post. Do you want a second referendum?
Well, I think what it is, I think at that time when there was a referendum, we didn't have a situation like we had last night. I mean, people out there can be very confused. Over 4 million people has voted for a particular party and only got 4 seats, where the Lib Dems, they've probably got, just a few million more votes, and they've got about, I think it's 50 or 60 seats. People are looking at that today and scratching their heads and thinking, how can that happen? How can the Lib Dems get 60 odd seats and Reform only get 4 seats, or maybe 5?
So you're in favour of second referendums then?
Look, referendums are supposed to be once in a generation, aren't they? But like I say, we didn't have the situation at the last referendum. People, it was a two-party state. People voted Labour or Conservative. Sometimes they voted Lib Dem. But this situation has turned it on its head, really. People's looking at it, like I said, and they're looking at they went out to vote for something different, and in their millions, and we've only got 4 seats. That seems a little bit unfair.
There was lots of talk about Conservative MPs potentially defecting to Reform. None of them really came to anything, apart from you, of course. Can you tell us now who you were in talks with?
No.
Fair enough, Lee. Well, very, very good to speak to you, and congratulations on last night. That was the new Reform MP for Ashfield, Lee Anderson. There is a quartet of them there, and as we've heard both from Nigel Farage in that press conference and from Lee Anderson just now, they are really planning to create fireworks in the Commons when they go back next week. I think that'll be worth a watch.